Good day riders, welcome back to another good old road test. And out of seemingly nowhere, HJC released the RPHA 12, a brand new racing helmet that is the successor to the RPHA 11. And the RPHA 12 has a recommended retail price of €479 and will compete with top of the line racing helmets like the Pista GPRR, the Raystar Flex DLX, HJC's RPHA 1 and the Shoei X SPR Pro. The release of the RPHA 12 seems to be a reaction to the ECE 2206 safety standards becoming mandatory. Because of this, we were curious to find out if HJC made small tweaks to the RPHA 11 to meet those standards and release it as the RPHA 12, or if they spent those years in development actually improving on their design. Let's find out. As always, we'll start off with the material. And here we'll be looking at the outer shell and the amount of outer shell sizes. Helmets can earn stars according to our material matrix, which rewards helmets for using the best possible materials and of course having many outer shell sizes. The RPHA 12 is a fiberglass helmet using HJC's premium integrated matrix technology, which translates to a fiberglass composite outer shell fused with carbon and aramid hybrid fibers. Now nothing too special there, as this was the same material as its predecessor. Now aside from the shell material, the RPHA 12 comes in 6 sizes and 4 outer shell sizes, which is an excellent amount of shell sizes. This means that you'll never be wearing an outer shell that's too large for your actual size. Well done HJC. The RPHA 12 earns 4 stars for material. Let's move on to the weight. This is an important segment as lightweight helmets reduce the amount of strain on your neck. Now racing helmets are generally the lightest type of helmet as they're not fitted with convenient features like a sun visor for example. We weigh all of our helmets in a size M on the same scale without any additional features. The lighter the helmet, the more stars it earns. Let's look at the result. The RPHA 12 weighs in at 1474 grams, a very respectable result and is right up there competing with the most high-end models of this category, even weighing lighter than the RPHA 1. With this weight it earns 4 stars. Let's move on to the visor. Alright, here we'll be looking at the visor features HJC has put into the RPHA 12, as well as the quality of the visor mechanism. Now this helmet has an all-new visor called HJ42 and it's prepared for a pinlock lens which is included in the box. It also comes with an additional extra dark smoke visor in the box. Furthermore, the visor has a good field of view and is prepared for tear-offs. Additionally, the RPHA 12 has a so-called rapid-fire visor mechanism that makes it very easy to remove and install a new visor. However, the visor closure is now on the side and it requires a bit too much force to get the visor in its first open position. The button to release the closure is also very small and a bit difficult to manage with gloves on. So, the visor closure is something to keep in mind, but when we ran the RPHA 12 through our visor matrix, it checked off a lot of boxes and still earns a very impressive 5 stars, thanks to its quality visor mechanism and the additional dark smoke visor and max vision pinlock in the box. It pretty much checked off all the boxes that a race helmet can offer, placing it at the very top alongside the Raystar Flex DLX. So far for the part in the studio, now it's time to find out how it performs on the road. We assume by now that you know how we collect our data, and if not, check one of our older videos. Starting off with noise isolation. In our test, the RPHA 12 averaged at a nice 100 decibels, yet again placing this helmet in the top when compared to other high-end racing helmets. It also ties with the RPHA 1, which is €220 more expensive. To put it simply, the RPHA 12 holds its own against much more expensive helmets. It earns very nice 4 stars for noise isolation. Let's see how this helmet ventilates. The RPHA 12 has no shortage of vents. It has 4 vents that take in cool air, and those are the chin vent, the top vent and these 2 winged side vents. And in turn the warm air is funneled out through these 2 exhausts next to the chin vent and the larger exhaust on the back of the helmet. In our road test measurements we saw no difference between the inside and the outside temperature. And with a 0-degree difference, the RPHA 12 earns another solid 4 stars. It ties with most of its competition and only one racing helmet managed to score higher. Impressive stuff from HJC. On to comfort. Unlike the previous segments, rating a helmet's comfort presents a challenge for us as it's very hard to capture this in hard numbers. We don't like giving out personal opinions on this channel, but who better to do this than our test rider, who has more than 17 years of riding experience and has also tested all the other helmets we've mentioned in this video. Therefore he can make a comparison like no other. And besides his findings, we'll also be looking at the comfort features the RPHA 12 comes with. The padding of the RPHA 12 is removable, washable and antibacterial. The fabric has moisture wicking qualities, keeping the helmet cool and clean when riding at higher speeds. Our test rider mentioned that the helmet had a very similar fit to the RPHA 11 and didn't really notice any real difference. All in all, the RPHA 12 earns another solid 4 stars for comfort. Let's move on to features. Okay, our final segment before our conclusion. Here, helmets earn stars based on our features matrix, which contains features that riders ask us about the most. The more significant they are, the more stars they earn for a helmet. Let's see what the RPHA 12 has to offer. It's fitted with speaker pockets and it has a quick release liner that allows the helmet to be removed easily in the case of an emergency. It's glass is friendly and it's wind tunnel tested. However, it does miss a FIM certification, which means that for some racetracks you won't be able to wear this helmet. Something very important to keep in mind if you're actually planning to hit the track with this helmet. So all in all, it earns 3 stars for the features. Let's continue to our conclusion. Alright, we're nearing the end of this video. Let's put all of the RPHA 12 scores next to each other and come to a final conclusion. This helmet started very strong in material, where it earned 4 stars thanks to its fiberglass outer shell and 4 outer shell sizes, and then it performed well on weight as it only weighs 1474 grams, placing it right alongside much more expensive competitors. Now, the RPHA 12 continued to impress, earning a very impressive 5 stars for its visor for being pin-lock lens prepared and having both a pin-lock and a dark smoke visor included in the box. The visor also has a quality visor mechanism and is prepared for tear-offs. Onto our road test segments, where an average measurement of 100 decibels earned the RPHA 12 a nice 4 stars, and they got another 4 stars for ventilation with a temperature difference of 0 degrees. For comfort, it scored the same 4 stars as the RPHA 11 did, and it's really the first time the RPHA 12 showed any weaknesses at all. Now, due to the helmet not being FIM certified, it cost the helmet a full star, so it only got 3 full stars for features. All in all, the RPHA 12 performed very well, especially considering that the price tag is significantly lower than most of its competition. It has a very low price per star rating of only 17 euros, which is impressive considering that race helmets are generally amongst the most expensive type of helmets. However, those models that are more expensive also carry a FIM certification and can therefore be worn on any track, which is an important weakness if you're into circuit racing. In conclusion, HJC made a very tough to beat competitor in this racing segment that sets an extremely high price to performance standard. Alright, that's it. I'm curious to know what you guys think of the RPHA 12. Did you expect its release or were you just as surprised as we were? Anyways, don't forget to check out championhelmets.com where we have the lowest price guaranteed and very sharp discount bundles. Like the video and subscribe to our channel if you want more road test videos. Ride safe and until next time.